Greetings, Soul Tribe, Galactic Tribe. This is Spirit with Harmonious Living Mindset. Welcome to my channel where you're going to find tools for a more harmonious mind, body, and spirit. Today's tool is going to be helping create a way to communicate with ourselves, right? So if we're in the self-love journey and progress, it's helpful to have some skills. And in loving ourselves, you know, we don't really teach that in schools too often. Maybe there are some schools out there that's doing that more proactively, and good for you. Keep doing that. So I lived and worked at a music co-op called the Moja Drum and Music Co-op, with some very wonderful, beautiful, high-vibing, like-minded people. And one of the tools that we used to look at our social programming, was created by Eric Berne, called Transactional Analysis, and it's a form of psychotherapy. So as a Moja Council member, you had to learn just the basics of transactional analysis so that we could have a way to check in with ourselves at our meetings. As a member, though, people had the option to come once a week and learn transactional analysis. And so Berne created this in the 60s, and he found that it was most effective in a group setting. However, it works individually too. And so it is that the idea is that we have 3 ego states that are formed, and they're formed really between the ages of 0 and 7. However, you know, we get programming from our parents or parent substitutes and society, and we don't really remember what happened during that time. Yet everybody, the ultimate goal that people want in life is to have true intimate relationships. And yet we don't really have the skills or know how to do that. So we end up playing games out of our awareness to get strokes. Strokes being a unit of recognition. And those units of recognition can be positive or negative. So the first ego state that is developed is the kid ego state. So we're going to use C for child, okay? And the child ego state is all about feelings, and it's about immediate gratification. So, you know, when kids want something, they're like, I want it and I want it now, and they'll do whatever they can to get that thing, right? And so in society, some people never really leave that ego state. They're just always in their feelings, their kid ego state. The second ego state is the adult ego state, and that is our thoughts. That's the who, when, why, what, where. That's when we question and we develop our adult ego state. And then the third is our attitude, and so we'll use A for adult for that one, okay? So imagine circles. C is child, that's feelings. Adult is our thoughts, who, when, why, what, where. And then the third ego state is the parent ego state, and it's split. And there's a critical parent and there's a nurturing parent, and that is attitude. So we have these 3 ego states: kid or child, adult ego state, and the parent ego state. So feelings, thoughts, and attitude. So, you know, one of the things that you can do to start reflecting inwards and being mindful is you can say, hey kid, how are you feeling today? You're talking to your inner kid, okay? Your inner child. How are you feeling today? And just listen, you know? Or, hey kid, what do you need today? How can I help whatever it is that you're wanting? And then you can check in with your adult ego state. You know, why do I feel this way? Or what's going on in my world? Or, you know, those who, when, why, what, where questions to build your adult ego state. And if you're critical, then your critical parents may be taking over too much and shooting down on your kid ego state. That happens a lot. And so you can say, your adult can intervene and say, oh, whoa, stop. Why are you being so critical? Why are you being so critical? So these are just some things to start understanding how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your attitude is, so that you can change those once you're aware, and so one of the things that my teacher Malik Delmar taught me when I was learning music and the drums was that a lot of us as adults, we forget to ask for what we want and let people know when we want it. So we get frustrated because we think people are supposed to read our minds, or they're just supposed to know. And so if you haven't, you have to ask, what is it that I want? And let people know when you want it. And the worst that's going to happen is the people that you're asking for that thing or wanting to share that thing with, they're just not able to, they don't have the ability to give it to you. And then you just have all the information to make whatever decisions you need to make. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. We'll keep going on this, but right now, this is just the basis of transactional analysis, is these ego states, and the programming that happens from 0 to 7 that we don't remember. We end up getting programmed that contaminates the ego states. So we end up playing games to get units of recognition, positive or negative, and those games are not played in our awareness. Okay, so I want to just share from You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Be gone. Be gone. Bye, be. Sorry. There's a wasp, and I just keep telling them to be gone. Okay, so this is Louise Hay. You Can Heal Your Life. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. I believe in a power far greater than I am, that flows through me every moment of every day. I open myself to the wisdom within, knowing that there's only one intelligence in the universe. Out of this one intelligence comes all the answers, all the solutions, all the healings, all new creations. I trust this power and intelligence, knowing that whatever I need to know is revealed to me, and that whatever I need comes to me in the right time, space, and sequence. All is well in my world. May all be well in your world. Okay. Sending blessings, and have a great day. Ciao for now. Shine on you.